Good morning and welcome to a full day of eating. It is actually 5 a.m. currently. So we've got this morning a gym session, which is going to be lower body, and then I've got a 60-minute cycle. Now, I'll be honest, I don't like eating at this time, so we're going to have 2 scoops of carbs and electrolytes powder, which comes to 44 grams of carbs, 500 milligrams of sodium, and I can't remember the calories, but I'll tell you once, I'll put it on the screen. So I'm gonna have 2 scoops of that, and then some pre-workout, and go to the gym. I'm gonna train lower first, and then come back here, have a bar, which I'll show you when I have the bar, and then we'll get into the cycle. Obviously, it depends on if the baby's still asleep to whether I can cycle at the time I want to, which is just like as soon as I get back. But if not, we will then have a little bit of a break. I'll look after the baby and then we'll cycle a bit later. So the 5 a.m. food is basically the same every day. I just really cannot stomach any proper food. Like half marathon, I struggled, and I'm not gonna lie, I threw up. So this is what works the best for me, basically a liquid breakfast. Let's get into the day, and when it's the next meal, I'll obviously show you what it is. Okay, so back from the gym. Now I have a cycle soon, so what we're gonna have is, we'll have some creatine, we'll have some HMB, and then we'll also have some electrolytes as well. That will go in a 1.5 litre bottle, and then we're going to be having one of these, which is it's an energy bar per 55 grams, so per bar. It is, God, it's not in English, so I need to just find it. 180 calories, 35 grams of carbs by the looks of that, protein 3.4 grams, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's 35 grams of carbs. So we would have had around 80 grams of carbs already, and it's just gone past 7. So we'll have this, create this drink, and then we will set up the bike and get on the bike. And then after that we'll have breakfast and babysit. So I'll see you after the cycle when we're prepping breakfast. Okay, so the next meal is breakfast. So what we're gonna have is, I need to clean this out properly. It's just a bit of black mark in it, that'll be fine. So what we're gonna have is basically protein oats. Creative, I know. I've just been kind of enjoying them at the moment, kind of not. I don't really enjoy breakfast as much as like lunch and dinner. So this is the process that we take. We have 100 grams of oats, and then I add salt to it for them electrolytes, and then we have 300 ml of milk. So then we're going to cook it for like a couple of minutes, and then I add something else to it as well. This is what we do. We take the bottle and we'll put in basically 1 banana, which is frozen in. And then put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. And it goes proper gooey, and I'll show you. We put it in the oats afterwards. It turns like this, mushy, and we just put it in and kind of mush it up. See? And you get a little banana chunks throughout, which is great. And I basically did this because I have a habit of not finishing like a bunch of bananas. just because I'll end up buying a new one because I like them really ripe. So this has saved many of them and it tastes so good. Okay, so this meal, let me just add it into MyFitnessPal and we can tell you what calories we are on so far. So the goal is around 3,400. So this meal, 100 grams of oats, 300 ml of whole milk, 1 banana and 40 grams of weight isolate is 835 calories. Then we have the high five as well, which is 175 calories. And then we have that bar, which was 180 calories. So 1,200 calories down so far, 60 grams of protein, 181 grams of carbs, and then 24 grams of fat. So gonna enjoy this. And then today Freya and I are going to the mall. I need to get some new like running gear, maybe a new pair of shoes. And I think we're gonna have Wagamamas out, which is like an easy one to note, and I can go quite carb heavy with that because there's like rice bowls. So it doesn't normally happen like this, and it just fell today. Like I didn't even plan it this morning. I was just going to plan a normal day of eating, but I'll try and base what I have there around what I would normally have at home. Yes, it'll be a little bit different, but the same, like protein, carbs, veg. So let's we'll enjoy this and then get to the mall. So we're back in the kitchen.
I'm sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, stop. Sorry, Freya and I was just listening to High School Musical songs, but we got steak tonight, so we're gonna have this peppered beef rump steak, and then we've got some potatoes in there as well. Relatively, most of my evening meals are a red meat. It's either steak or it's either mince. Sometimes I'll have chicken, depending on what I have for lunchtime, but mainly lunch I try and aim to be a little bit of a lighter protein. So we have chicken, and so we've got that. There'll be some veg on the side. I think we've got a couple of just frozen mix things. They're just super easy, especially like out here. Your fruit and veg goes up quite quickly, so that's kind of like our alternative. And then for dessert, I'll call it a dessert, I have a yogurt bowl, which consists of, it's normally just like normal Arabic like full fat yogurt, but I haven't actually got any in stock, so I'm probably going to have one of Freya's tubs, because she's actually kind of gone off them at the moment. So we've got this, just say used by the 6th of March. It's the 11th today. We'll see how it goes, but it will probably be a full pot of this, which gives me, almost 50 grams of protein in that as well. So it'll be this with some honey, and then we have it with mango as well. So most of my days are very, very similar. We like breakfast, or the first meal, which is the carbs powder, always finish or start my day with that. Then breakfast currently is always the protein oats. Then lunches are normally like a chicken with rice, or chicken with noodles, or chicken with pasta. That's the main thing. Sometimes we have tuna in there in the mix. It depends on what I'm feeling that day, but all the time it's chicken. Then dinners is where I try and aim to have like the fattier cuts of meat. So red meats, you've got your beefs. We don't really have lamb that much, but if it was like an option, sorry, you were kind of turning away from me. If it was an option, we would have that. The other thing that we sometimes have is like salmon. That's got good healthy fats in it. So that's how I would kind of structure my day. And then in the evening, base it off a yogurt bowl, gets the rest of my protein in. Most of my carbs should be already hit by then, but the remaining comes from a bit of honey. And then if I am still a little bit low on the old carbs, we've got, Weetabix, Frosties, Rice Krispies, Cheerios, or granola. So that's like the last resort, but most things should be ticked off. And then there's like coffees in the day that just like adds, the milk from that just adds up as well. So that's around 3,400 calories on a double training day. I don't really play around with my calories too much, like have training days and not. So on like a rest day, I'll still have 3,400 calories. It balances out the same over the week, but that's how I structure things so far in this Ironman prep. Let's see how the week goes and continue pushing towards these goals.